Hi, everybody, and welcome to Evolve Love. I am your host, Amanda, and I am so happy that you have found this podcast. Are you looking for daily inspiration, motivation, and wisdom to help you begin your day feeling supported and uplifted with love? Well, you have come to the right place. This podcast is a space of encouragement where you can be held in your self-development because in order to evolve, you need love, and it begins here with you. Now, let's get into today's episode. Hi, everybody. Welcome to Evolve Love and happy Tuesday. It is Mars Day, and we know that that is our action day. And so in this week, if you haven't listened to Mondays, I do really recommend listening to the Monday because it sets the tone for everything else that is set up in the week here on the podcast. And this week really has some homework to it. It is not just a listen and leave type of episode. These episodes are getting us thinking and getting us moving towards new ways of us honoring our past. And so on Monday, when we were talking about this topic of honoring the past, our intention was to think of which time frame we wanted to focus on. And so in today, what time frame did you choose? Because we are going to act on this now on the Mars day. And I do want to say too that Mars can have this fiery, intense, like, let's go, let's do it now type of action. But some of this that we're doing this week with honoring the past can feel heavy. It can feel difficult. So this isn't something that we're going to just like run after and go after it. Be soft with yourself, be gentle with your energy, and just know that however it unfolds for you is how it is meant to. So just really making sure that we don't pressure this information for ourselves, but that we just, I want to say enjoy the process, but some of this process might not be that enjoyable because, like I said, some difficult stuff might come up. So I really wanted to begin this episode in saying that because I think so often we want to just like do it right. It's like, I don't know if it's like the millennial school generation or what, but it's like we just want to like make the teacher happy, get the good grade on the test, and like all is well. But this is so much bigger than that. This is for you. And so whatever pace you need to take with this and in whatever way, even if the action is just setting it aside for today, that's okay too. So I just want to really make sure that I say that. So first, what time frame did you choose for honoring your past or the very far off past? And these action items that came up for myself today, I'm just going to kind of like go through them. So the first step in all of it is researching and remembering. And the reason why I said research and remember is because you might not look at, like if you say you chose inner child as the time frame you want to focus on, you might not necessarily research that, though you may. You may pull up, like Google, do some Google searches on years of your childhood and see what comes up. But more so like the remembering there, I think. But if you're picking a time frame from like an ancestral connection or something like that, that might be more research since that wasn't a time that you'll be able to like recall, unless you have like past life memories or something like that. But yeah, research and remember. And so however that looks for you, whether you want to have a notes sheet and just kind of like deep dive into it and take note of what comes up as you are looking into this time frame. Maybe you even want to pick a year. So like say inner child, like for me, when I think inner child, I think 1997. That is the year that comes up for me. So if I was wanting to do that as my area, maybe I would, like I said, go onto Google and research what happened in 1997, and just to like get that recall going. The next step that would help within this, with our actions, is to pull up pictures from that time. And so you may need to go through your shoebox of photos. Maybe if it's a time frame that you had pictures online, check those out. If they are pictures of family members prior to you, looking through old family albums or seeing what you have in like the family archives, if you have anything like that, going through those pictures and just seeing what comes up when you look at them. I always find it so fascinating too when I look at like old pictures of family and thinking like, wow, like Uncle so-and-so is so resembles great grandfather or whatever, like seeing the family resemblances is crazy. I know sometimes we can see it in our own families, but like going back generations, it's crazy sometimes looking at pictures, like the uncanny resemblances. So yeah, definitely check out some pictures. And then too, like open up a discussion if it's available to you with your family on your history. Maybe a family member of yours has memories of you as a child that you want to ask about or that you want to share and talk about. Maybe you have a memory that you need more piecing together. Is there a family member you could check in with that on? Maybe there's a family member you're wanting to know more about that passed before your time, and maybe there's another living family member who can share about that with you. So discussing family history. And with all of this too, journaling. I know I said have a notes sheet, but maybe even just taking the time to journal and free write on these things that are coming up for you, whether it is inner teen, inner child, whatever it is that you are wanting to take that time on, and just build on your curiosity. Why is it that you chose this time frame? What about it interests you? What is it in it that makes you feel so drawn to it that you want to spend the time this week honoring it? So these are all things that are coming up. And, if this is something too that you are looking back on for yourself, like a personal history, including in your journaling and including in your notes, what are elements of your childhood and teenhood that you love and remember? I remember I went to an online seminar one time, and it was Bethany Webster, I believe, Bethany Webster. And it was the first time I've ever heard like the concept of inner teen. I'd heard of inner child, but not inner teen. And she was like really big on it. And one of her biggest recommendations, and I've heard it too, like even people and friends would suggest this as well, but creating a playlist of your inner teen time. So like your high school playlist, your middle school dance playlist, and just like listening to that. There is something really, really connected with there. And I remember Bethany Webster saying something about it even like reverts the brain back to that time when you were listening to that. And sometimes putting us back into that place is like the place that we need to be in to access what it is we're trying to reach and to begin healing of any kind, if at all, that comes up. So with this today, with these action items, and there's a lot of them. And like I said, this is not something we might be able to do just in one day, but we're just getting the ball rolling in this week. But really looking at what is coming up for you and what can we learn from this? What does this past that you are looking up and looking into have to do with who you are currently right now in this moment? So those are really the connections we're trying to draw in this week. So I hope that today's episode didn't overwhelm you. I hope that it just inspired you. I hope that it got you thinking on really paying that respect to the past and giving it that space, because sometimes, the past is over like that, like a snap of a finger. Even like right now, I'm in the present moment, but that present moment is already gone. I'm in the next one already. So it happens so quickly. So how can we spend that time to remember and to be with? Because I think it's going to make a huge difference too in where we are going for ourselves. So I hope that you have an amazing Tuesday. And please remember to follow me over on Instagram at _evolve love, because so much is going to be happening there. You are not going to want to miss it at all. And I just want to thank you all so much. I appreciate your listens and support more than I could ever say. So thank you for being here. And I am right there with you in this beautiful day. So have a good one. We'll talk tomorrow.